Okay, I think Stan's going to kick us off. Give us a shout if you want a question. I'll get to as many as I can. We'll go Stan then, John.
Jurgen, last game of pre-season. Season's obviously starting this week. Just ask Pep the question on your comments about player welfare. We're getting into a situation now where in years to come we're going to be playing 12 months of the year football. How difficult is that for a manager? And what are your thoughts on players being able to have a proper end of season break to come back fresh?
I thought I said everything about that already, but having more breaks, having period without games is not important for us manager. It's not like that. So I have enough time for everything. I don't work physically, really. That's all good. It's not about the amount of hours you work. That it's a physical work what the boys are doing, and on top it's contact sport. Means each little, and the things we cannot judge before, but medicine and sports science is not that far, that they tell us about a player's in danger before he is in danger. And a lot of injuries happen in the moment when a player becomes tired and the body doesn't react as the body should react in that moment. And that's a problem. So how can we make sure that the boys have this time? And then people will say, and make the squad bigger. That's just not possible, because football is about a team building, and you cannot tell the players, yes, we have now 4 weeks off and we play with the other 20. That's a completely different situation. It's a lot if we only bring 11 players together and let them play, without that kind of belief that being a better group than maybe the other team can help you win the next game, even if they are stronger. That just doesn't work. We cannot do it like this. In the biggest sports, I would say, in America, they have all these. They play a lot of games like hockey in America, whatever, and all this stuff. But they have really long breaks then, and then they start again. That's how it is. You can play a long period, but then there should be a break. And I think people should start being a bit concerned about it, because it became more and more and more. And the difference to the good old days is the pressure from everywhere on the boys is completely different. And the game, and that's even more important, the game became much quicker than it used to be. And so all what you do with speed makes you a bit more or easier to affect from any influence from outside. So each challenge is difficult. That's one thing. The other thing is, and yes, the clubs have to think as well. It's not only the FA and stuff like this. We all have to think about it. It's not. I don't blame anybody and change it. But it's about having a proper preseason, because again, each sportsman in the world needs a preparation. If you go for Olympic Games and you have not a preparation for it, you don't have to go there. But it's only one big event, and then with maybe 2 weeks in recovery, and then you start again training and all these things. And for us, it's always, we have these highlights every 3 days, the top teams. Then, and now we come to a point which I spoke about in the past, when everybody was so happy about the Nations League. It's just then you have come, because they play that because they want to make the years without European Cup or European Championship or World Cup more interesting. Who needs more interesting competitions in world football? That's just not necessary. So we have enough interest, and with people, maybe some people out there, you or whoever, if you would miss football for 3-4 weeks a year and think, wow, it would be nice if there could be a game. That would not be. We don't die because of that. It's not a week without football I cannot survive. It would help a lot of relationships at home, probably, that you don't watch every second day any important game. So that's it. And the importance, and we have to play the games because the money is there. We earn the money, that's true, but we need the money as well to keep it going. We need the money to keep the quality on highest level. It doesn't work differently. So we have to think, how can we keep the players in the best competition and the best physical situation. And it's really like this. If you give all of us a 6-week period for pre-season, we all change football. Because then we play 3 different systems, then we do this. That makes it all more exciting, because then we have time for doing it. So now we have a very short period with all players together. With this team who played here today out there, which played really well, maybe we'll talk about that afterwards as well. But we had exactly 5 days training with exactly that group. So, and now if you involve new players and stuff like this, what we didn't do this year so far, so means that then that's even more difficult then. So that's the situation. But then, again, the pressure is there, then they say, okay, then rotate. We cannot only rotate for rotation. We have to win football games, and we have to bring our best players on the pitch, and we cannot say that today it's not so important. And it's Premier League. Wherever you go, it's a proper fight, and good. It's good so like this. It's really good like this. That's what makes the Premier League so exciting. But on the other hand side, the jewels we deal with are the players. So I don't need 1 week more off a year, but the players need it. In the long term especially, that's how it is. And we have to make sure that the guys who decide about these things, that they get more and more sensitive. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who's talking about it, but I still will. Yeah, okay, but that's because it's not about us, once again. And we ask our players for so much. Why we look like outside on the sideline when they are tired and stuff like this. So we used to tell them, go again. We don't pack them like in soft cotton or whatever and say, it's all good. So they deliver day in and day out. And it's a different job to do than any other job because it's constantly physically. And if you train 4 hours a day, what the boys have even when they train only once a day, it's exactly the time we are then training, that because we have different things to do, then it's exactly as you cannot train 8 hours a day. It's just not possible. As much as people want us to do that, it's not possible. Human beings are not made for that. Yes, there are different sports, like swimming, where they train in the morning before they go into university, like 2 hours and they go back. There's no contact. If they are there, they don't have contact. If they are in a down period, they don't face any other swimmer and get a knock from him. It's just different. There are more intense lifestyles, let me say like this, for in different sports where they don't earn that much money. That's all true. But the game is like it is. The game is like it is, and we have just to make sure that the boys are always in the best way prepared. And we try everything. We try absolutely everything to make sure that that's the case. But obviously, a bit of help would not be a big problem.